guys, it's Carissa, and it has been quite a while since I've done a keto related video, but I wanted to kind of touch base with you guys after I'd gotten back into some things after the holidays and felt like I was in a good place to share information and give advice. There are a lot of you who have started it for the new year or kind of rededicated yourselves to it, and those of you who are still doing research and still are not so sure yet, but think you may embark on your own ketogenic lifestyle in the near future, I wanted to make sort of a support video for you. This is even good for those of you who've been at it since the new year started, because I think that there are some things that I learned along the way, and a lot of these I'm sure I've shared with you in the past, but there are things that it would have been good to know before I started, or some of them are things that I heard when I started, but I did not pay attention to. So I'm going to try and save you the grief and help you along and give you that information today with some do's and don'ts. The absolute most important thing that I cannot stress enough, that everybody ignores, I ignored it the first time, everybody ignores it, is to make sure that you are supplementing your electrolytes. Make sure you are getting an adequate amount of potassium, magnesium, and sodium. You are peeing it out. You are flushing this all out of your body so quickly. You will be prone to headaches and leg cramps and bathroom issues. You will just generally not feel great. Make sure you are supplementing your potassium throughout the day, whether that is in pill form, sports drink form, or dietary forms, or a combination of them all, which is what I prefer, and just make sure you spread it out evenly throughout the day. Do your magnesium at night if you have trouble sleeping or if you have any kind of keto-related insomnia. I like to take my magnesium a few hours before I am anticipating going to bed, and it will help me get sleepy and ready to go to bed and stay asleep all night long. And make sure that you're having extra sodium or a decent amount of sodium in your diet. Some people like to use salt supplements like light salt, new salt, whatever they're called. I don't like doing that, but I will drink a cup of broth, kind of how you would drink a cup of tea, pretty regularly, and I make sure to salt my food as well. Now that I have scolded all of you thoroughly about electrolytes, I want to move on to electrolytes. Make sure you supplement them. Don't ignore that. Okay, now I'll move on for real. Don't go in blind. Do your research, because things like what I just told you are very important, and if you don't know about that ahead of time, you can really set yourself back and make yourself sick. Don't give up too quickly. I think that when you are going through sugar withdrawal in the first few days, it can be a bitch. It's really, really rough. You'll have headaches, you'll feel sluggish, you'll feel tired and grouchy. You will be grouchy. Try and plan your first week out at a time when maybe you will have minimal opportunity to, be super rude and grumpy to a large number of people, if that's a possibility. Just keep that in mind, because it's definitely going to affect you. Prior to starting keto, I had already eliminated a lot of carbs that I normally regularly indulged in excess, like rice and pasta, and we didn't regularly stock ice cream or things like that in the house, but I know that transition is still difficult. It was for me, even without some of those staples in my life. I had slowly eliminated soda and just all sorts of things that were high in carbs and or sugar. I know carbs are sugar. Somebody always has to say it. I like to say both because I like to look at it as like carbs and you know what I'm saying. But it's gonna hurt. Don't give up. Plan to do this for an extended period of time. Say, hey, I'm going to give this 3 weeks or 2 months. Give yourself a short but reasonable time frame to kind of work through the initial phase of not feeling so good, because trust me, once you get past that, you feel amazing. Don't decide to fast. This is something that I think is controversial, but there are a lot of people who practice intermittent fasting. And if you do research on it, there are a lot of people who say, I have a fasting window from this time to this time every day. If that fits with their schedule, great. But I have to tell you, you're a human being and you're living your life. And some days you're going to be hungrier earlier or more often than others. You just can't plan that. Listen to your body. If you do plan to fast, make sure you set yourself up for success and, have some bulletproof coffee or tea or something like a fat bomb that is really going to help sustain you. I think fasting is so popular in the keto community because it's possible, because you really do feel like you don't have to eat as often. But if you get hungry before your fasting period is over, don't ignore that. That's really, really important, because I think that there are a lot of people who quit and give up, or they'll go on a carb binge because they're not listening to their bodies, and then you push yourself past the point where you can continue to do it and stay on schedule. It'll keep you from making a poor decision or being in a bad position, being hungry and not having anything on you. And it saves you money too. So make sure you have like a protein bar of some kind or a little bag of mixed nuts, something that you know will keep and that you can, quickly eat on the go if you need to. Another thing that I would highly recommend is having some kind of sweets on you. It's easier, obviously, if you have a purse or a backpack with you, but I like to always have a couple of squares of dark chocolate on me, because if I eat a meal, or say my sister and I go out to dinner and I get this really intense sweet craving, I can completely eliminate that by just having one little square of dark chocolate. But otherwise, it's really tempting to go somewhere and buy something and make a poor choice. Or just have that craving eating me up inside, and then when I get home, I feel like I need to eat my face off because I just wanted something sweet so bad, and then I overdo it. Just make sure that you're prepared as often as you can be for the things that you don't anticipate. Don't weigh yourself every day. Please. Don't obsessively weigh yourself. If your goal is weight loss, I have no problem with that. I understand that that's the case for most people, but I really truly believe keto is a way of life. It makes you feel like you're at your optimal health. It makes you feel invincible, and it can eliminate ailments you didn't even realize you had based on your diet. But a really good way to set yourself up for failure is to ignore the fact that keto is so good for you in so many other ways, and suddenly decide that you're not losing weight fast enough, or you're not losing enough weight in a certain amount of time, so you're just going to quit. Take before and after pictures, take measurements so that you have those to gauge as a certain point from time to time to see if you've improved. Lastly, this piece of advice is like the second most important, second to making sure you replace your electrolytes. I think that the reason most people fail on a ketogenic diet, or on any diet probably, is because they focus too much on what they can't have. Don't focus on what you can't eat. Try and look at it differently and get excited about the things that you can have and thrive on. Try to get excited about new recipes or new food combinations. And if the only thing that excites you is eating the same thing for pretty much every meal, do it. You will evolve and your tastes will change, and you will eventually want new things and want different things and expand what it is that you get excited about. And if it's going to ruin your day and ruin your life not to have a piece of cake at somebody's birthday party, it's really going to mess with your head. You're going to stress about it. Eat it, because I guarantee you will regret it afterwards. You will feel sorry you did. And if you don't, great, you got away with it. But move on after that and look back into what it is you can do to make positive changes. Technically, you can eat anything. Don't look at it like it's forbidden. But there are some things that are obviously more ideal than others. I think a taco, like a soft taco, completely filled, is like 40 grams of carbs. That's double what you should have in a day. But if you feel like you're going to lose it if you don't eat a soft taco, go ahead then. Just do it. Don't be a monster because of your diet. If you regret it afterwards, you might not make that choice next time. Or you could say, I'll make a taco salad. Or you could say, I'm going to get low-carb taco shells. There are options for you no matter what, and your option sometimes is to just eat the thing you want. But if you feel lousy afterwards, just don't do it again. And try and remember that the next time you're having a crazy craving or you feel like you're gonna lose it if you don't have a tortilla chip. Okay? I really like Mexican food, can you tell? I will put my Instagram name below. It is not a strictly keto Instagram. In fact, I prefer not to focus too much on that because I consider it to be just the way I eat now, and I don't put myself into a box and feel like I'm defined by my diet. That's something that works best for me, but I do occasionally post about it there. However, the resources are endless for people who are making great strides with ketogenic diets and have really beautiful pictures and great stories to share and inspiring before and afters. And I really think that it's a beautiful thing that we can all reach out and help each other. I wish you luck. I really do. Replace your electrolytes. I'll talk to you guys soon.